Folks, welcome in on this surprising Victory Monday. Bills had us in the first half, not going to lie. All business in the front, party in the back in the second half as they leave Foxborough speechless and leave the shirts and the hats in the boxes where they belong. We'll get to the rest of the NFL weekend. The Sabres won as well. We have a huge week ahead, and it's 10 days till Christmas. Let's go.
Somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops.
Welcome on in, you beautiful people. It is a Victory Monday. It is Trainwreck. Today we're live in the Hamburglar. We're in the Bruckman Studios. Myself, Maniac, Slick L on my left, Dreamboat Down on the ones and twos to my right. We got Alec in the saddle today, and the Stampede is rolling. It is a Juan Buffalo Professional Sunday we're coming off of. We saw a lot of gut with a Sabres win where they held on to a 2-0 lead for the remainder of what was it, like 30-ish plus minutes there. You love to see that. But all emotions, all eyes are on the Bills' result over New England. Hi, producer Rachel, what's up? Okay, Liz needs to get out.
All good.
Liz needs to get out. She needs to get out. And you know who else needed to get out?
Let her out.
Were those Sunday scaries that the Bills had yesterday in the first half. I felt like I was watching a game in an alternate dimension. I felt like I had a little bit of dementia when I was trying to remember our Bengals performances, our Buccaneers performances. Where was the offense? Josh Allen has 25 yards. Go, 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 go. You got to make adjustments.
Go.
All right. With that said, all of a sudden at half, Slick, it was like a switch flipped, and we'll get more into the game. But just talk to me about that, like, aftertaste. Talk to me like that, how do you feel in this victory Monday?
I feel absolutely great, Maniac. And moving forward, we control our destiny. Just go and keep winning out. Don and I were remarking on this after the game. New England has the Ravens next week. So the Ravens, if they want to do us any favors, I know we've said some harsh words. We ended their season a little early in the season opener, but you would do us a great thing next week. But I feel great, Maniac, to say the least. There was a lot of shit talk from these New Englanders, Don, and they're silent this morning.
Yeah, I mean, wonderful result. I'm hyped. First half, Bills, totally asleep at the wheel, kind of like Liz. Just totally asleep.
All credit. There's chaos in this studio. It's lucky that hasn't happened. We made it 40 plus episodes before we really had about you. So let's quick clap it up for everybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
Since last incident, we're moving it down to a 0.
And I gotta say too, I wouldn't want to be locked in the pink room
listen,
for an hour.
The pink tank.
While having to listen to us.
That's
too,
true.
By the way.
That's true. By the way, have mercy on our producer Alec as well, because I know my voice has been screaming. We've been talking monotone. I'm sure he's trying to figure out
like crazy.
I'm sure he's trying to
there.
figure out what reality we're going to live in for the rest of the show, and he does it on a show basis. So huge shout out to him. But Don, again, it's about the Bills doing it on a game-to-game basis. They can't get over these second half adjustments as we get into the full game day talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's we talked about it last week. This is it's a tale of two halves. This team. No matter who they're playing.
It was the worst of times. It was the best of times.
Yeah. As long as we're ending with the best of times, that's what matters. But I mean, absolutely devastating to be a Patriots fan today. You're up 24-3 at half. You're lighting a cigar. You're like, it's over. 24/7. Sorry.
But I got to, before we get into the numbers games, and we'll pull it back to the beginning, because now we got to go back.
We got really.
That's what I'm saying. We got into it. We got into it because we're very excited. We were talking about it.
There's a lot of layers.
You can't blame us. When you see a beautiful cake on the table, you're like, I want to talk about that. But we got to talk about the whole trade. But I just want to share some. We'll get to the numbers eventually. Do the slow starts worry you?
Yeah.
On a playoff final destination type level? Because obviously there's concern no matter what. You should be concerned about those others. But are they enough to worry you that hopes are dampened of a potential playoff run?
No, my hopes aren't dampened. They're definitely enough to worry me. But if this is the final boss of the AFC and we just didn't even need a first half to play, do I really need to be too concerned? I know I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But realistically, if we can do that against the Patriots, I know we can in a playoff scenario if we just did it in Foxborough. But that doesn't worry me for if we have to do it against the Broncos. I wouldn't be worried about doing that against the Steelers, nor the Chargers. If we just did it against New England, who everyone thinks it really is the legit contender in the AFC, what do I really have to be worried about? Now, with that being said, adjustments are great. But it would be nice to win a first half, or at least even a first and second quarter. It's
a common theme of these Victory Mondays, whether it was against the Steelers, whether it was against the Buccaneers, whether it was against the Bengals, or now whether it's against the Patriots. You're left looking at the pieces and you're like, there's a lot of stuff that we need to fix. And especially because I think now that and when you look at the broader picture, Casey officially eliminated, something we'll get to in a little bit. Now that demon has kind of been exercised from the situation, everyone kind of agrees that it's all bets are off. This is the only thing that's stymied. The only thing that's really truly stymied the McDermott defense in the postseason has been the Chiefs offense. Yeah. The Chiefs offense will not be present in the postseason this season. The Bills very likely will. But again, you see these slow starts. Who do you think is more to blame when you get to 21-0? Is it the offense for not operating? You have Brandon Cooks with a drop there to start that series. You have they were stunting on the rushes. They weren't blitzing, if I'm correct, boys. They were kind of stunting and creating some confusion. Josh was stepping into it. There were a couple of sacks there. Do you put it more on the offense or the defense, who seemingly can't stop anything, even though you had the challenge? Do you put it on the coaching? Do you put it in coaching, offense, or defense? I'm going to put it on the offense. We couldn't just seem to get anything going. And surprisingly, one of our best features on offense is our offensive line. And they weren't really holding the fort yesterday as well as they could. I know Josh was taking his time in the pocket, scrambling when he could. And that's a result of guys not being open as well. And then when they are, like you said, we get the Brandon Cooks drop. The run game's not working. When we were then at 21-0, I started thinking back to the Cooks drop, that should have been the omen that today wasn't our day, because that just looks so easy, looks so routine. It's probably a catch that Brandon Cooks makes 99 times out of 100. obviously didn't make it there. And yeah, it contributes to the slow start.
It was snowing a lot harder than it looked on the TV. But yeah, that is like you said, it's a catch that Brandon Cooks has made 10 times out of 10 in the past.
Yep.
But I do have to blame the offense just because we couldn't get anything going seemingly. And when there was signs, the defensive line was getting through to Josh effectively. So taking a couple sacks there. Don, blame Pie.
Yeah. If we're asking which side of the ball worries me about a slow start, because yesterday they were in lockstep. Defense, bad start. Offense, bad start. Second half, both are lights out. I got to say, it's playoffs worries me more about the offense, because what happened yesterday is you have a couple 3-and-outs and the defense just got driven down the field. They're gassed. Then they got to go back out there. We saw a second half when the offense is humming and we put together a great opening drive, gives the defense confidence. They get a stop. They get some time to, catch their breath on the sideline. So I have faith in the defense, where if we give up a couple touchdowns in the first half, seems like McDermott is locked in on making these adjustments at halftime and is just unbeatable.
The Mick defense is insane.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It just looks like a completely, even on their touchdown run, like they had him dead to rights. It was a great looking defensive play until there was some over pursuit. We'll talk about that with Cole Bishop. But okay, so then we get to the 21-0 of it all. And you decide to take matters into your own hands.
I do.
Slick.
Real quick, I want to say, even before the 21-0, I think people thought, like everyone thought, Drake May had his MVP trophy locked up at 14-0. What do you think the odds would have been, not on just Drake May 2 touchdowns, to score the first 2 touchdowns?
I mean, the Drake May first 2 touchdowns would have had to be 300 to 1 or something.
At least.
Yeah.
Maybe up in
it's at
north
least
of
15
a
imagine a parlay.
Imagine
parlaying James Cook 3 and Drake May 2.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
It's like $10 to win at least 1,000.
Oh, my God,
more.
dude, probably $1 million.
Yeah, if you had...
Who's got that ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, post it in the chat.
Yeah,
but yes, that is... Indeed.
A lot of Buffalo money line tickets out there, by the way. A lot of the D-Gens were dabbling when they were down 10, 7, 14. I think I'm looking at one right now.
I'm not going to lie. That was all that was on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone thought to at least press punch.
Bang.
Tell us how you went Kendrick Lamar and decided to turn that TV off.
Yeah, so 21-0, obviously. There's not a lot to be said. I took out my frustrations in the matter of our former monitor for live streams.
This is our live stream monitor.
So we need to say this.
Now former.
We need to. People are saying we brought a TV just to break it. Listen, if you see us streaming, we use that as the monitor so we can see ourselves and see the comments without having to
I'm sure we have
get the laptops
a photo
up
from TSC or something where we can pull that up.
So that is not a fake TV we brought just to break. That was us.
You know how you have like two bad situations happen and like one is slightly like you just don't look at it as bad because like the other situation was a lot worse. Being down 21-0 when it felt like they were just rampaging over you. When I see you storming out, first off, you give the hip into the door. I love the hip into the door, and then the slam. I mean, I didn't even really care. I knew like what the retail value of that TV is, like $50 to $60. Like, of course, like nobody's doubting that, but
it wouldn't be our first TV either. Like
exactly.
Also, like you said, you didn't care. I came in and there was no reaction. I feel like everyone was like,
"Oh no, they were aghast inside."
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh my god."
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
when I came back in, I kind of felt like everyone was like, "Nah, I feel you," but I guess I missed it.
Well, then you had a Truman Show moment though, a half hour later, where you were walking by someone and they were on their phone.
Oh yeah. I was coming out of the bathroom and I literally hear this. I'm assuming wife, girlfriend of this man say, "Check out this video that just got posted in here." And I look over her shoulder and sure enough, it's me storming outside with the TV. And I go, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to do it." And she was like, "No, do it again." It's starting to work, I think, as the second half begins. And I think it was kind of working. I mean, guys, I don't want
to the boys fired up.
Got the boys fired up.
I think Josh and the whole coaching staff took out their phones at halftime. We're like, "Fuck, they're breaking TVs.
They're breaking TVs at Sports
They're
City.
ripping TVs off the tables at
Pizza Wings, sports and beer, not breaking TVs.
And Bills win.
But all of a sudden, you're breaking TVs. Josh Allen's puking, and this was the craziest thing.
That is insane.
And this is the craziest thing. The comeback was underway Immediately. There was no buffer. There was no hold on. Like, oh, they might drive for a little bit. Touchdown, 3 and out. Then a little bit longer drive, but touchdown on the James Cook challenge. Talk the vibe when we got it to like 24-21, and it was like that close.
We got it to 24-21, and we all knew we were winning the game, I think. I'm serious.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It just seemed like 17 points when it became 3 in less than a quarter, I think it was.
We were a starving shark with blood in the water at that point. It was only a matter of time before we got our fix.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, vibes were so high, and so the Ravens game you guys were at and may or may not have left early. But I was just watching at home, with my ladies. So she was the only person I had to shake, if you remember. Now we got all of Sports City, 24-21. The whole building's shaking. Yeah. We're jumping up and down. I'm rubbing Maniac's back. It was
back so hard.
It was so much fun. I haven't had a good game with the fellas and the fam like that, and a nice place like that where a comeback just felt so good. But like you said, it was like we're gonna win this game at this point. We all were.
It's funny. Sports City got us to like the vibe at 21-0. Like it was still like a 2.5 to like a 3.5 out of 10. It wasn't like miserable because you were still at Sports City. You still had a good vibe, everything like that.
There was still pizza, wings, sports, and beer.
The second that game flipped, it was like you were in paradise.
Madhouse.
Everyone was having things about we're giving away signed items every time we score. People are just going nuts, shouts on. You got everyone it was just a crazy great environment as they're going. So let's talk about it here. Again, we got the puke. So the
puke was like, Josh was like, okay, clearly this isn't working as a pregame routine. I might have to make it a second half thing and do it in front of everyone's families on national television.
Seriously. And speaking of chiropractors, I got a question for both of you.
Oh,
is Matt Milano back?
All the way back.
Yeah, no, that was a huge game, and even took a punch to the face. And kept his composure. Shouldn't have gotten a penalty.
Unless he said like an Italian curse word, what are we doing with that penalty on Matt Milano? He did like the textbook what you're supposed to do, which is just like take a punch and do nothing.
He was laughing maniacally at the guy afterwards.
Yeah, he had struggled the last 2 weeks. I thought this game was great, absolutely great. He came up huge in the second half. Huge. Love it. Love our Italian stallion.
And then the one thing that can't be understated that was keeping us in this game this time, it's the underneath. Ray Davis.
Oh, my goodness.
Field position all day at a premium. I don't remember us being backed up inside the 25 or inside the 20 after any kickoff. It was 35 plus the entire game.
The NFL's leading yards per kick returner, Ray Davis. Yeah, I mean, there was the early one, obviously, and then right out of the half, felt like we were at the 50 all of a sudden. And then there was a moment, too, where it must have been Ray Davis again. I was like, oh, my God, we got the ball back on offense already. So that might have been the 3 and out.
No, that got us to where we were, 24-21. We're driving down the field in the fourth quarter. You're feeling good. James Cook run here, a little like dink and dunk there. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 5. Josh Allen runs it in, 28-24. Up. But we've got laundry.
Yeah.
Holding. Iffy holding call. I'm not hating on the refs because they went on both sides of this game. Moves it back to 3rd and 15. Activate the Death Star. He steps up against the zone defense. And we're speaking of guys who are back. Dawson Knox. Back?
Crazy.
Dawson Knox back?
Coming off a career game last week and then a crucial touchdown to kind of
massive, and he had a couple of conversions, couple of third down conversions and things like that.
Tight ends are hot.
Tight ends are hot. Again,
you didn't even need Kincaid to get it done.
Yeah, Kincaid only had a couple catches as well. Dom, we got something?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
I was just,
all good.
I was just an itch. Sorry.
So I want to break down some numbers real quick. So when we were down 21-0, the Bills, Polymarket, our friends over there, had them at 6% to win. Also, this ties the record for the 3rd largest comeback in Buffalo Bills history. You have the Houston Oilers game, obviously the comeback of all comebacks, 32 points. And then you have a game in the early 90s that we actually played against the Indianapolis Colts. At home, we were down 26-0. I didn't know this one.
Is that the Baltimore?
No, Indianapolis Colts. Okay. First week. I think Jim Harbaugh was in the game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that just speaks to,
yeah, wow.
So early 90s, 26 points there, and then we've had a bunch of 21-point comebacks. We had the 21-point comeback when we beat Brady and the Patriots in 2011. So more history being made there. Third largest comeback in Bills history. So again, we laser it to Dawson Knox. You think all is great? I'm saying on the mic, I'm like, there's a lot of game left. They could go on a long drive. Like anything could happen. I mean, that. What do you make of that play? The 70-yard rushing touchdown for them to go up 31-28.
I mean, it was definitely taking the wind out of the sail for sure, but I still wasn't too nervous for some reason. There was still a lot of time on the clock. And if I already felt like we were winning the game when we were down 24-21, I knew that this game wasn't even close to over if they're just going to go and respond to our touchdown like that. Plenty of time left on the clock. Wasn't too worried. It definitely was concerning, and how that just happened so quickly.
My numbers segment is going to tell you why you weren't worried at that point.
Okay. Then why don't we just get into it?
Well, I want to leave it because we're not there yet.
Okay. Don, what did you think?
Well, I'll say this. I feel like if I'm Mike Vrabel on the sideline, I'm kind of saying shit. Like that was too quick. Because I think him and Patriots fans would have loved a long drive where they punch it in. And I think it was the first play, right, of after we kick it back to them. They score. It wasn't too concerning. It was just like, just kind of one of those goofy things we were talking about at Sports City. They're like, we played it great. We had it locked up, and like he ran into his own guy and then just bounced it out, and we didn't have anyone over there. I will say, Trey White, I love you, but getting pretty much matched for speed with Drake May was not a good look.
Not the best. I mean, Trey White's speed has not been on his way. But then again, Unk makes a play when they go in the 3rd and 25 toss-up. I was getting a little nervous there.
Yeah.
It was an arm play, like we pointed out. But.
So, yeah, there was way too much time for the Bills, and they couldn't stop a sneeze from us. So I wasn't nervous. I was like, go down, get another touchdown. Honestly, too, it seems like the offense struggles, but I was watching the game yesterday, and I'm like, okay, our run game is now starting to go off. Obviously, the passing game was huge, too. But it feels like come like end of third quarter, fourth quarter, we've just beaten their defense up so much that we can just rip it for like 6 yards a carry.
That's what was happening.
Like they're just exhausted by that point.
We were going up the field. Like I have a tough time. I remember, so it comes down to the real big play, crutch play. There were a couple of 4th down plays which ended up being big. One of which was the Khalil Shakir pass interference catch, everything. Have you guys had a chance to watch back this play now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious your guys' thoughts because it was very interesting. They called it a catch. It seemed like it was simultaneous if you wanted to give it a catch for sure. And then they called the defensive PI, which I think was like borderline at best. So the argument becomes, was it PI or not? But it seems like it's irrelevant because they called it a catch on the field and that probably wasn't getting overturned.
Yeah, it did seem like a weird ruling in that regard because it would have been irrelevant, right? You would have just declined the penalty. But I don't know. I'm kind of glad the flag got thrown because although I knew Khalil caught the ball, there was like definitely some juggling over it and some scrapping over it. I think the Patriots player ended up ripping it out of his arms on the ground and trying to come up with it. So I'm just glad the flag was thrown and we had time to run it back and realize that it was a catch with the PI. But yeah, kind of irrelevant in that point.
Yeah, as far as
because they're making a big stink about the penalties this morning.
Oh yeah,
and our friends in Foxborough.
Don't get me started.
Our friends in Foxborough.
We all saw how that game started.
And this was the breaking point for me, and we'll get into it more. Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, as far as I know, like if there's a tie in possession on a catch, it goes to the offense.
100%. That was the ruling. So do you think that would have stood based on what you saw? Is kind of what I wanted to get into. It looked like there wasn't anything to overturn that. It looked like they both came down simultaneously.
Yeah,
and then he ripped it out.
He ripped it when they're already on the ground. Yeah. But when you're on the ground, they've been touched. The tie goes to the offense. Sorry, that's just boo-hoo. That's just what the rule is. Yeah, I thought the PI was weak because because he is kind of going for the ball. Like they caught it simultaneously, but his back is also turned, and it was that classic, like not completely underthrown, but the receiver's going back to it a little bit, where there is a push, but is the defender going for the ball too because he has a right to? It's I wouldn't call it like a bad call. It's just one of those like, I could have gone either way.
And
let's be real, though. The Patriots got that clear interception, or incompletion on the first drive of the game, and there was
that's
no
right.
review.
That's what I'm saying. The game
Every NFL
started
game
off
is
to a shit
full.
show.
Every NFL game is full of those plays. If they ruled that an incomplete, they would have been punting on the first drive.
Which they had their damn time when Brandon Cooks was bobbling the ball out of bounds. But for some reason,
the replay assist shoot it into the sun for this game.
Yeah.
It was absolutely New England assist. It
Yeah.
was Patriot
It's
assist. It was
disgusting.
such
It's gotta be
garbage.
located
It
in
was the
Boston.
biggest hypocritical thing I've ever seen. And speaking of hypocrites, and speaking of people that annoy me, and speaking of losers, and speaking of little bitches, I'm talking to you, Mike Vrabel. You're out on the field during this call. All I gotta say is, listen, you can say anything you want about McDermott, okay? Like, you shouldn't be wearing the glasses. Like, you know, you clap too much. Like, all these things. Like, all these things are such low level, like sitcom, like little, like, because you have Mike
You're
Vrabel
a fan of
out there.
Al-Qaeda.
Pick it up! Pick it up! It's like there's a class you have to be held to as an NFL head coach, and you're on the
let alone former player.
Pick it up! Yeah, get out of here, Vrabel.
Yeah.
Ready, willing, and Vrabel to bitch.
And
every
then
chance he
and then he
gets.
goes
Bitching,
on.
Vrabel.
Then,
Sorry, that's it.
and then
Oh,
Oh, no.
Mike Vrabel, what you need to do? This is what you need to do, buddy.
oh,
Okay, Vrabel.
Oh.
quit bitching, babe.
Vrabel,
In his
you gotta
face.
do it. Vrabel, I know why you're
Quit
pissed too,
bitching,
okay,
cute-
Vrabel? I know why you're
Cute
pissed.
stuff.
You couldn't beat Josh Allen as a rookie in 2018 when you came into Buffalo. You couldn't beat him in 2019 when he went to Tennessee. You're saying, why are there so many tourists at our game? No, it was just Bills Mafia took over Nashville in 2019, buddy. Now, 2021, the Titans did beat the Bills, but you didn't beat Josh Allen. Josh Allen beat himself. He slipped on a goal line carry. He makes 9 times out of 10. So Josh Allen beat himself. Godzilla beat himself on that one, all right? You didn't, buddy. And the fact that you can't beat Josh Allen on a consistent basis, that's what drives you nuts. You know you got away in the first matchup, and you know you got owned in the second half of this matchup. And how do I know they got owned in the second half of this matchup? Why were you feeling so good in the second half?
Tell me why.
5 consecutive touchdown drives by the Buffalo Bills. So when they went back down 31-28, they had scored on the last 4 drives. That was why you're guys going. Do you know how many times that's happened in the NFL this year?
How many times did it happen in the NFL this year?
What's that number behind you, guy?
0. I think it's a 0.
0. 0 other times in the NFL this year. According to my assistant with an A and an I in the word.
The donut.
Yeah.
0 times. And, so Josh Allen didn't just become father to these Patriots in the second half. He absolutely daddied them.
Perfect second half, right?
Perfect second half. I guess we have the perfect game. Now we have the perfect half.
Yeah.
Both against the Patriots.
A little variety pack. Yeah.
Perfect last 2 minutes of the first half.
The Patriots perfect pack. Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it out of us.
Maybe that's the triple P. I love it.
Big Baller Bean smoking on that triple P.
He's smoking on that triple P.
That's the crazy thing is I see today that he not only
he's still bitching
on like a local
Quit bitching,
news
Vrabel.
show. Like he's going on and talking about holding. They hold most in the league, and we didn't get one.
The league and holds what?
And he said, we didn't even get one. And it's like, well, no, they took back a touchdown for a holding.
It was a big holding. Buddy.
So
and Josh Allen with Death
and
Star laser
just to give up a 21-point lead, and then the next day complain about holding as a head coach. I mean, what a bad look. That's just terrible.
Speaking of bad looks, Drake May MVP watchers. I mean, is an under 200 yards passing game his first of the entire season?
Rip up the tickets.
Was that good timing for that?
Terrible timing.
Was that good timing? I mean, because I assume they were looking at those 2 rushing touchdowns earlier. They're like, we're feeling great about this game.
Oh my God, they thought it was locked up with the 2 touchdowns.
But now a game with under 155 passing yards. Listen, that's not good for the MVP thing, especially when you lose. Especially when you lose. If you win and you got 2 rushing touchdowns and 100, okay.
I'll
Especially because you have the Patriots media before the game saying they have Josh Allen. That's all they have. One guy can't beat us. Well, looks like one guy did beat us. Although, too, I think people got to put more, I don't know. People forget James Cook is leading the league in rushing right now. People are just
the beauty of our offense. Who are you going to stop? And when you try to focus on one, you can't stop either. So that's the beauty of it for sure. Speaking of embarrassing, even though the Patriots should be embarrassed, who's more embarrassed? Travis Scott with how he looked, Diggs becoming invisible, or Drake May under 200 yards first time all season?
Drake May. MVP talk is in the gutter. It's over, Pats fans, you massholes. It's not happening. You won't see another MVP for maybe decades, so just sit with it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm, all I heard was about Drake May's the second coming of Tom Brady. I mean, he looked pretty awful in the second half. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't move the ball.
Got going.
They got, other than you take away that 70-yard run, what did they have? 20, 30 yards of total offense, maybe?
We said there was a point in the fourth quarter where it said they had 82 yards of offense in the second half, right? So they basically had the 70-ish yard run and they had nothing else.
It was so I mean, if last time I remember, a world-class QB can move the ball against even a great defense. So he got locked up. He got put in handcuffs, and that's what we do. We just had, I said it. I said it at the pregame show. Everyone's like, this isn't a must-win game, though. I'm like, no, it is. This is like when your little brother beats you in Madden, and you're like, run it back. I can't let this happen. Like and then you smack him like 4 times in a row, and send him, send him crying.
Throws the controller back.
Yeah.
I get it. Let's wrap this up with the Bills. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Trainwreck today. We'll have some NFL talk, Sabres, weekend recap, and then a look ahead with our hot or not in a second. But Naz Reid, a Bills fan. Don, you threw this in at the last second?
Yeah, I was just scrolling on Twitter and saw that he was asked yesterday, I think after his game or before, and someone just said, what do you think about that Bills win? He's like, yeah, huge. That was a great win for us. Real happy. And he said, the Bills kind of remind me of us, of his team.
Wow.
So
no, Minnesota.
He's still
Timberwolf.
He's still Timberwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we don't have a conference championship exit again.
Yeah, but that's a fair, cold, dedicated sports fans.
For sure. Yeah.
Carlos, speaking of cold, dedicated sports fans, 10-point favorite, Shadur Sanders. You might be going with game day hospitality. Is this a letdown spot, especially after what happened with this week?
No. I'll get into Shadur a little later in a different segment, but I think, dare I say again, back-to-back weeks, I think this is perfect timing for the Browns to get a Bills ass whooping. So I'm not concerned in the slightest bit.
I have a feeling that this is going to go like a lot of games we've seen before, kind of like Saints game, where we should like whoop them, and then it looks like, what the hell are we doing? And then 6 minutes left in the fourth, we'll be up 14, and it's like, okay, no, it's all fine now. But I feel like I just know what this Bills team does and how they approach teams and games like this, where I just think
McDermott versus rookie QBs is typically a good sign.
I think it's just going to be like a slow grind of a game where people are like waiting for us to take off, and then eventually we pull away by 2 scores.
Best way to slow down Myles Garrett is just pound James Cook right up the middle. Myles Garrett has to play on the outside.
True.
For sure. All right, so getting into the rest of around the NFL. Appreciate you tuning in with us. Make sure you're following Herd of Buffalo and Trainwreck Sports for all the action. What stood out to you guys most in the NFL slate? We do have to hit the gas a little bit here, but what stood out to you most?
I was talking with Don before the show because I just realized this morning that Meow Mix failed to get the dub.
Heartbreaking.
In the fourth quarter, Don, you said?
Yeah. I believe it was my pick for lunchtime locks. Now, I know they lost to the Saints before, but I mean, they had a chance to be a game ahead of the Bucs, who lost, and they just.
So I think my biggest thing in the NFL is like how this NFC South is just absolutely all over the place.
Yeah, no one wants it. I guess no one wants it hard enough because they were in the driver's seat and had everything going right. Went up early too. It looked like they were about to blow out the Saints. Honestly. So that stuck out to me. Obviously Kansas City and Pat Mahomes. We hate to see anybody getting hurt.
Let's take the two-prong approach here, right? For sure. They did put themselves in a position to lose. It wasn't like, Pat Mahomes went out early in this game. Like, he played most of it for sure, right down to the last drive, essentially.
Yeah. And they looked good in the beginning. They had a good lead.
They did. They got it going. But yeah, they got chargered a little bit. And that's pent up from the Chargers, by the way. Remember, they started the season with the win over them. It felt like a cathartic win. It's kind of like us and the Patriots. The Chiefs beat the Chargers for the last 6 to 8 years, nonstop. Yeah. So the Patriots did that for longer. I know their fans are going nuts right now. They want everything clarified, particularly. But yeah, so that the Chargers kind of got that proverbial monkey out their back. Travis Kelce not exactly like looking like he's like used to in years past.
No, he had some of his moments, but yeah, on the season spectrum, absolutely not.
I honestly, I think you're right about Kelce for most of the year. Yesterday, he kind of went off a little bit, got 70 yards.
He had some good touches,
but Mahomes is the story. I mean, 16 of 28, 189, a pick, no TDs. I mean, when do we see the Chiefs put up 13 points and don't get a he did get a rushing TD, but when you see Mahomes doesn't get a passing TD, and it wasn't like he got injured early. I think that's the heartbreakers. They're trying to complete a game-winning drive. With like 3 minutes left, he gets the injury. So it's like you said, two prongs. I'm saying it though. Any thought of a Chiefs dynasty? Put it on the tombstone. 2025. It's dead.
No,
it's dead.
Didn't.
And no, for real. I mean, he's hurt. You don't know when he's going to be back. They missed the playoffs. They're not the same. Kelsey's probably going to retire next year. Maybe 1 year left. It's over, Chiefs fans. Look back and be happy. It's one of those. I wish I knew, what the good times were while I was still in them. Well, you're going to be saying that to yourself for the next couple of years.
Don does have a point, because I know we're focused on this season going and getting to Santa Clara in February. But this, whether you want to realize it or not, this is crucial for next season. This is a huge impact.
It is huge. Again, it's going to have an impact absolutely on the landscape of the NFL. If Patrick Mahomes was the starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs next year, they're no doubt a top 4 Super Bowl favorite.
And you want to hear an interesting? Well, I know you got a numbers thing. I'll get through this quick.
No, I already have my number. I hit my numbers earlier.
First time since 1998 where you don't have a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, or a Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Okay,
that's a 27-year streak.
For context, everyone at home that does math, I was born in 1999, so I have never seen a playoffs without any of those quarterbacks.
Get ready to learn legacy, bud.
The legacy of the MVP.
Said, if we're looking around the NFL, hard to deny what the Eagles did yesterday. It's hard to do better than a 31-0 win. What did I put down in the thing?
Are we putting too much stock in that, though? It's the Raiders.
All I know is that Max Crosby in the pregame, they had him in the warm-ups of the thing, and he said, we are going to make a statement in Philly today.
Oh, you made a statement.
And then
you made a statement by not coming to the Buffalo Bills in the offseason.
He made a statement to his teammate he was barking at on the sideline. Things fell apart real quick on that Raiders sideline.
So now the favorite that has emerged on the gambling side, Polymarket, and really in the NFL consensus is the Rams. They were down by 10 to the Lions yesterday. Dan Campbell was biting ankles, but they obviously turned it into even a blowout win. It was pretty easy for the Rams to do that. Is it Rams and everybody else in their own class, or do you think they're a little bit closer than it seems? Because the odds would say that they're kind of ahead. It's still 4-1 odds, but everyone else is about 8-1 or more.
I think they are a bit ahead. I'm trying to even think of who would be the second
Did Devontae Adams
NFC
get
favorite.
hurt last night?
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, him and Nakua, I think, both got hurt. But I think it wasn't.
Did, yeah, for sure.
But I think he came back. It wasn't.
Nakua did, and I couldn't believe it because it looked like Nakua was definitely going to be out of the game for sure. Him and T. Higgins in back-to-back weeks. I don't get how these guys are going back in the game. Like, how can you say
wasn't there a whole thing? Wasn't there a whole thing about the T. Higgins one though? Like, wasn't there some controversy around that? Didn't they break a rule or something? I don't know.
What about him coming back? Or?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they evaluated him the next day at practice. No, I'm pretty sure he went home and reported symptoms of a concussion.
He was saying in the post game, I'm a warrior. Dude, no, dude, we live in the era where you just know enough about your health to where you shouldn't be getting knocked out, feeling head strikes.
He said that?
You're yeah, dude.
Because then they released the next day that he reported to the team that he was throwing up at home and showing clear signs of symptoms.
100%. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy that it seems like some of the top scenarios where teams are not adhering to the protocol seems to happen against the Bills.
Yeah.
I'm saying Tua and T. Higgins had to have been two of the most publicized ones where they shouldn't have gone back in. They clearly, T. Higgins had that on the first drive. He was down on the sideline.
Yeah, and you had, recently unemployed coach Brian Dable going into the blue tent, telling Jackson Dart to get his ass out back out on the field, or Scatabo. One of them was
did
like
they
in the
get
blue
fined?
tent, and I've never seen a coach be allowed to go in the tent.
There was that one AI video that literally showed remember the Dable going in there?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. But
Pretty sure he got fined
NFC,
for that.
you're talking about Rams. I think Seahawks match up good, and they're playing this Thursday.
They got put to the test this weekend though against Father Time, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. We should have known. I kicked myself.
Whatever
We should have known that would come down to the final possession with Phillip Rivers.
What
That's how he does it.
They were probably favored by 7.
Yeah, it was like 7, 10 or something. It was like a lot.
Yeah.
It was 13 maybe.
Dude, yeah, that
It
we
was
should
a
have hammered.
quarterback coming in off the couch, 4 days notice.
Yeah, only 13. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's Seahawks. Their strength is their defense. So that's kind of, you get a 16-18 game.
I don't know how well they would match up with the Rams. I guess we'll find out
We are
on
going to
Thursday.
find out Thursday, and it seems like Devontae Adams does have a lingering hamstring, so he's probably going to be very interesting to see.
Interesting to see for sure. And another division rival plays tonight as well in the form of the Finns.
Yes.
Going to, where are they going?
It's playing the Steelers.
Going to Pittsburgh.
We want the Finns to get momentum because we need the Finns to beat the Patriots.
Yeah, for sure. Enough said.
Listen, they need to be an instrument of our destruction. Speaking of destruction, let's go with a little bit of haste down the stretch run before we get to our hot or nots on the other side. First, let's start with some gut, Don. I was here saying a week ago, kick the can. This season is basically close to over. The Sabres said, no, sirree, Bob. 3 straight W's last week.
3 straight W's. On the road and close games. You had the OT winner. You had another 3-2 winner. And then last night, 3-1, one of those goals being an empty netter. I mean,
I've got to hold on to that 2-1 win. I'm just going to say that. They did that for about 30 minutes. When was the last time the Sabres held on to a 1-goal lead for 30 minutes?
Yeah, and honestly, it looked early. They were taking it to them, and they were getting it taken. They were taking it right back. They were getting it taken to them. But they held them off. Listen, yesterday it'll go down as gut day between the Bills and the Sabres. There's so much gut. I might have, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm kind of feeling it today after that much gut.
December 14th, 2025 was gut day.
Yeah, but you have again, everyone was worried about Tage, and he's about to clip 20 goals, which is great pace, like where we're at this. He's scored in goals in the last 3 or 4 games, but in the last 3, he's got 6 points. So there's our secret to win. Oslin gets called back up, goal. Lindy, I hope
Oslin getting called back up and score the first goal.
It was a big.
I feel like Kevin's got to be nervous.
We're still on Jarmo watch. There's apparently a lot of.
Is it hot in here?
Yeah.
From Kevin Adams.
Oh my God!
The Bills have James Cook. They have Brandon Cooks. But apparently it's the Sabres leadership that has too many cooks in the kitchen. Are you hearing this? That's what they're saying.
Guess,
apparently Jarmo watch. I'm saying we got stuff happening in live time. We're going to be
live time for sure. It is funny that the Jarmo watch stuff all happening like last time we were talking on the show, and then we end the road trip with a 3-game win streak. You just can't make this shit up.
Cannot do it. 7 points out of first, as Dodds right. 7 points out of first, 50 games to go. We got a lot of season
and
left.
We're 500.
And we've won our last 3. In the last 3 games, we're as good as anybody in the NHL.
We're a great home team. Our home record is great. So that was kind of the problem we got to fix. Now, Philly Thursday, you got to take care of business. This is where you can't come home because this has been the team. We're riding high. We have momentum, and we lay a giant egg. Everyone gets down in the dumps, and they lose 3 in a row. We got to build off this momentum, keep it going.
And you know why that's key, Don? 5-5 in their last 10 now with those 3 wins. The top 3 teams in the Atlantic currently, Tampa Bay, Detroit, Montreal, none of them have more than 5 wins in their last 10 games. So the Sabres have as much momentum as any team in the division right now.
Let's go.
Speaking of momentum, great weekend for the Buffalo Extreme. It was a little nerve-wracking there in the early 4th.
Number 1 team in the ABA gets it done again. The Buffalo Extreme Maniac and I were lucky enough to interview some of the players at half. Electric atmosphere out at the X-Gen Elite Complex in West Seneca. Going to give a huge shout-out to the sponsors of the Buffalo Extreme. Just made the new uniforms, and a partner of ours as well, Crossbar Athletics.
Bang!
Champions clearly choose Crossbar, and it looks like the Buffalo Extreme Maniac could be on their way to an ABA championship.
A great flow. It seems like whenever that team is gelling, it was almost like watching the Buffalo Bills out there. They stop themselves. Cool to see an ABA game. I mean, we'll be honest, it was our first time at X-Gen, right?
Yeah.
So
First
I
time.
think we're looking forward
And
to
definitely will not be our last.
Great environment as
Really
well.
cool
So
environment.
give credit to the game environment for sure.
Really cool environment. You even got a little halftime football game from some of the kids in attendance. Definitely a little nerve-wracking at one point. Down 4. We were told that this team's been blowing other teams out by upwards of 50.
So you live bet the -9.5.
Yeah, and then they ended up easy cover.
There you go.
14-point win, 15-point win.
Yeah, somewhere right around
got it
there.
done. Got it done.
They didn't give up.
They did not, but
Someone did.
and it was really sad.
The smile before, I think, is what throws everyone off.
And the worst part is it was his fucking idea.
Yeah.
Dude, you are Mr. Never Give Up. You raised me on hustle, loyalty, and respect. And when you have those 3 things, you never give up and always move forward and never quit. You quit with a smile on your face, you son of a bitch.
He kind of did troll.
I still love you, though.
He kind of trolled.
I still love you. Seen a hell of a career. Some nice moments in the ring afterwards. But yeah, the match, I think.
Don, the last time John Cena gave up, what was the first term of the Bush administration?
Oh, wow.
For context.
Who was that to?
There was Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit. There were 3. I think he should not be named.
Yeah, redacted.
3. I think there was those 3, or as they would say,
Edge never
those
submitted
3. What?
Edge never got him?
submitted him. No.
Oh, damn.
No.
I'll just forever remember
What about
him by him announcing that we killed Osama bin Laden.
That was a very cool
Whether you like it or not, that will go down in American history.
for sure. That'll be in textbooks.
But yeah,
so he gave up. We got a week ahead. We got Buddy's Paw It Forward live stream on Saturday. We're looking forward to. We got college football playoff action. We got a lighter week in Buffalo sports. We obviously got the game Sunday versus the Browns, but I think it's only 1 or 2 Sabres games this week.
Yeah, we just have Thursday's game, and then I think we have one on the weekend. We have Thursday. We have Saturday. And
then
over on our good friends hosting from the island. Shout out Dewey, Dewey and Rob. The Islanders come to town Saturday.
Get me to the Collie.
Wait, are they in Buffalo or wait, are we going to the Collie?
No, they're coming here.
Okay, yeah. We may have to bring them into town.
Boys, I've great news.
Oh
No way.
We have another opportunity at a gut day.
Gut day.
They play 7:00 on the road in New Jersey, so we might have another one Buffalo gut day.
We need to bounce back. But there was a great bounce back this past Sunday. I'd love to see that.
So did the Bandits run it back Saturday? Or that next weekend? In any capacity?
No, Bandits are off this weekend, and then they're back next weekend.
Okay, we need that recoup after a little heartbreaker.
This is the holiday weekend there. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. Let's face it, give credit where it's due, though. Halifax is no slouch this year.
No, absolutely not.
You don't shut the Banditos down for half a game like they did.
There's good competition in the NLL this year. The Seals beat the Desert Dogs, who were supposed to be a championship contender. I know the Seals are already up there, but yeah, a lot of competition in the NLL. Yeah, definitely need a recoup week. Dane Smith, though, looking like he's on a way to another MVP.
True. No value lost there. But speaking of Dayton Smith, he's heating up at the beginning of the season. So let's get into who's hot and who's not, courtesy of our friends Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Yes, let's get into it. I will say on the hot side of people is local TV salespeople. Bills are making a run. Sabres are heating up. Bandits are here, and we've got more on TV than ever. Shout out the local TV salespeople.
I thought you were saying this because Slick now has to buy us a new TV. So.
Oh, yeah, and the local retailers.
Yeah.
I probably just made that up, honestly. So with that said, yeah, the retailers, we're going to be on the lookout for Slick. We got to go through this process. I think we should make you find us one for the cheapest possible. That would be a good little journey.
Ooh.
Yeah, bargain
hunt.
hunt.
I might get like a little experimental with this.
And then is the biggest bitch of all the bitches, Mike Vrabel.
How did I know that was coming? Why?
You know why?
No, why? No, it's okay. Hey, you're right. I know why.
Pick it up! Pick it up!
Pick it up!
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Get him off the field. Why is he allowed to walk out like 15 yards into the center of the field?
The guy's like literally in the hashes.
Get him out of
It
there.
reminds me of like an over-exuberant NBA coach.
Yes.
Like, dude, you don't need to be at half court right now
Yes.
at all. My hot, I'm going to give a little slick L rub to our guy. Gatesys win more, lots more.
Let's go, Gatesy.
We have the gut, and we get 3 on the road. Guys, if you're not watching these videos or if you're not too in tune with this Sabres team, you need to be winning more, lots more by watching Gatesys win more, lots more. Gives a great breakdown of every game, win or loss. Always better with a win. But Gatesys got his swagger back, and some of these edits are getting out of control. As Don said, he's like shoving bunt out of the set. It's just pure cinema. You need to tune in. It's really hot right now. What's not hot? You hate to see it.
No, not a good week. Not a good week.
So this might be the first ever contestant on this show that, let alone one person, has had back-to-back weeks going from his hot to his not.
It happens. Listen, sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're not.
It was impressive too, right? He was hot coming off a loss.
So hot. And a loss.
And then this week, the loss, 3 interceptions, like 16 for
Sometimes when you get a loss, you cannot be the boss.
And it's not good to be not hot when Buffalo's coming to town. Let me tell you that much. Don, who's hot?
All right. So for my hot, this might seem out of left field, but it's the word slop.
What?
Merriam-Webster dictionary names slop the word of the year for 2025.
AI slop.
AI slop. So yeah, slop has never been hotter right now. And I also say that because I mean the AI slop has just a firm grip on so many people I know, so many loved ones. I was, my lady, she's showing me these videos, being like, "Isn't this hilarious?" And I'm just being like, "Don't show this to me. This is terrible AI slop."
You know what I love to use the word slop for? Like when I heat up like some leftover fried rice and it just looks like a big plate of slop. I'm like, yeah, I'm fueling up.
But see, slop is typically used in like a derogatory manner. So like my question to you guys is, would you rather have slop or gruel?
Ooh.
Those are the two that are always, those are the two that are like categorized together.
I'll have slop.
I don't even
Oliver
know.
Twist
gruel
style.
Gruel sounds crazy.
It sounds gross.
It sounds cruel.
Yeah, and
it sounds like if you're like, this food's cruel.
It's a gross sounding word.
It is dehumanizing.
And then
I'd rather have slop all day.
Oh no.
It is dehumanizing like AI, which is slop and hot. What do you got, Don, for cold?
Who's not?
Oh no, not Hogdale.
Our boy. Yeah, Hogdale. Melted down, he's doing his commentator thing. Him, like everyone else, there's a clip of him thinking the game's over in the first half, and that's why we watched the whole game. I think the NFL should look into the rules of this broadcast can't be rebroadcast or described without written permission. So I don't even know if what he's doing is allowed.
It's allowed.
Look into it. You guys should, because he's down bad.
Because it was very entertaining watching him going through his the episodes yesterday.
Yeah, I had a nice big smile watching all these mass holes crash out yesterday.
Yeah, there's some really good ones.
I mean, I gotta find some more of like some radio calls or something with some thick Boston accents. We need to find those.
People at?
We gotta.
Meg, where you at?
Where's Adelini for sure? But yeah, that is hot or not. Presented to move by our friends at Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Recently, almost 3 years to the day after you went on your WEI rant.
So just to be clear, 3 years ago, 3.5 years and a half month ago.
Yeah.
We went into Foxborough.
Yeah. We went into this place that we were told to go for wings, WEI, doing a live show.
Terrible wings.
Dare I say terrible live show?
No, it was okay.
It was okay.
They were live streaming on
Twitch.
Twitch.
It was good when we got on there.
It was okay.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm just giving them shit. But yeah, so we're asking the owner. The owner's treating us very well. He knows we're there for the wings, the notoriety of the wings coming in from Buffalo. We asked him, hey, local radio station, like, it's kind of what we do. Yeah. Can we get up there? He's like, yeah, no, absolutely no chance.
Yeah.
Is what we were told.
Yeah.
Respectfully, no chance. Cool. No worries. We'll eat our wings. We eat our wings. Maniac and I got to go take a piss, washing up the wing sauce. WEI host walks in, starts ripping a piss next to us. Starts talking shit, sees us in the Bill stuff.
think this was Christian Foria, if you remember the New England Patriots. Like, he was a special teamer, I believe, or like a backup tight end, I want to say.
Starts talking sweet at the pisser. Next thing you know, we're on stage, and Maniac's got a headset on WEI. People are making fun of his accent, saying he sits down when he pees. All not true, by the way.
They are asking if I hit puberty, which I haven't still yet. Which is
no,
pretty,
not yet,
pretty
but that doesn't matter. It's out of the question.
But my favorite part of it is that 3 years ago and a half, in 2 weeks, I asked, is Bill Belichick on the hot seat with the loss?
They said
all
no,
like, no, this guy's got a contract for life. It's however long. He was gone a year and 1 month later.
Now he's not even allowed in the building, and they're not allowed in his building.
And he's leading our Trainwreck tracker week in and week out.
Yep. And folks, if you have something to crash out about, make sure you're doing so on our line, 716-226-6263. Slick was crashing out in the first half. You never know when you'll need a good crash out. But folks, it is Monday. We've got a huge week ahead. The holidays are stressful. Take a deep breath. Don't be too hard on yourself. Remember all the good times from this year and get ready to celebrate all the good times ahead. Thank you for tuning in. We got Don and Slick on my sides. We got Alec on the ones and twos in the saddle. Make sure to have a good rest of your week and start by having a good day now.